These runners are 20. My name is Tony Thomas, and you're watching Hardwired Exotics on YouTube. What's going on? So, hadn't showed off snake in a couple of days, so I'm going to show you one, just so you can see something. These is freshly hatched.
Freshly squeezed?
Doo-doo.
What's this?
So I think this is OD Yellow Belly Calico.
Oh.
And 100% hip hide.
Would you look at that?
Yep. So once this clutch is completely shed out, I'll show it all, but this is one of the cooler ones in my opinion.
I'm liking that one.
Yep. It's crazy how calico just kind of eat by the yellow belly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's there. I made a bunch of OD yellow belly stuff, but I'm pretty sure this one's got calico.
So there, we made a video with a snake.
You can have your fix now.
There you go.
Alright. So what today is actually going to be about is I built these rat racks. I started years ago building these rat racks out of the ARS tubs. The ARS tub is the 5040 series, and it's the same tub that we use on our snakes, minus it doesn't have the built-in water bowls. You'll see them in just a second. So me and my dad were designing and figuring out how to do these. We never thought about doing a video on it, and then now that we've built 10 or 12 of them, however many we've built, people are asking, oh, you know, can I get the blueprints? Well, there are no blueprints because, well, there just ain't. So
you got to figure it out.
So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to take a tape measure out. We're going to go look at the new rat facility, and I'm going to pull the tape measure out and give you the measurements on this video, as many measurements as I can possibly think about, show you a couple of things, and then if you want to build them, then at least you'll have somewhat of an idea where to start at. So that's what we're doing today. All right, ta-da! So
Found a way to make something stand.
there's a ladder in here because we're working on stuff.
That's right.
I'll show you our exhaust fan and timer after we get done with these racks. So, like I was saying, I'll show you the empty 5040. So you can pull up the measurements on ARS for the actual tub. I have an assistant.
A beautiful assistant. That's me.
So, where we start at, the first thing that we build is these frames.
Okay.
So, this frame is 42 inches.
42 inches wide.
And you'll need two of those, one in the front, one in the back.
Okay.
Alright, so and each one of these frames has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical pieces.
Got it.
Or depth pieces, or whatever you want to call
Support
it.
pieces.
So those are going to be 24 inches.
Okay, so
42, 24.
42, 24. Easy. Alright, so that's easy.
So once you get the frame built,
mm-hmm.
and you put screen wire on the back, so use your 1/4 inch wire.
Okay.
And then staple. If you don't have a pneumatic stapler,
I would suggest getting one because
you're going to need it.
Your hands ain't going to be that strong.
Yep. So I've burned up 3 of them. That's how many we've done.
Okay.
I've destroyed 3. Well, I'm on the 3rd, so I've destroyed 2 pneumatic staplers.
Just build these things. Okay.
So I've worn them slap out.
So Tony is figuring out how to build them for y'all.
So, all right. So that's your frame. Has your wire. Craig, grab the camera.
Absolutely, because we're going to need to see this. What's up?
So the hard part was figuring out how to get the tub to fit and slide. So that is a 1x, and that is a little bit taller than the lip, so that gives you a good gap. This board here is a 5/4 decking board cut in half. So if you don't know what a 5/4 decking board is, then
look it up.
you probably shouldn't be trying to build this. But that is a 5/4, and that allows you to have your what would they call that, track?
Yeah, that's gonna be your track for your sliders.
And that track screws into this top beam.
So that's what your top beam is for.
Yep.
Not only for support for your frame, but to support your slide.
And that measurement looks like 11 3/4 on that side, and then the middle one is going to be looks like 13 1/2.
13 1/2. Okay. So 11 1/4 and 13 1/2.
This board here
Okay.
is just a 1x, and what I do is turn the rack upside down after I get it built and put a 1x, because that's what that is, here, stack this 1x vertical, put it up there, and screw it to the legs.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
That makes perfect
So
sense.
your 1x here is your spacer, and then this 1x holds the tub out for legs. Got it?
Got it.
So these runners are 23 1/2.
Y'all got that? Okay, good. Y'all keeping up.
Yep. So 23 1/2, and these should be the same as well. Yep, 23 1/2.
So now you've basically made your frame. Your frame's your top. Your top turns into your holders for your drawers.
Yep.
Your drawers are the tubs themselves, and then the end of the drawers are going to be starting for your structural for keeping your rack together.
Pretty much. All right. So one thing when you're screwing these racks together, you'll notice I only use one screw. I can get away with one screw because of two reasons. I pre-drilled,
Okay.
and I also use wood glue. And you're going to want to skip those steps, but in the long run, you're going to wish you hadn't.
So what he said is you are going to want to skip those steps. Don't skip those steps.
So the wood glue it doesn't seem like it does much, but wood glue,
If you've ever worked with wood glue, you realize that
it sticks.
it'll hold everything together.
So get a good quality wood glue. The reason why I pre-drill is because you will bust these small pieces
That's right.
of wood. Even out in the corners, you can kind of see it won't
That's
bust.
right.
So these are what they call 2x2s. I just bought I buy them by the pallet. So if you can find somewhere that sells it, if you're planning on building a bunch, just
We
go buy
got
pallets.
some local friends that do.
Yep. So anyway, it's not 2x2 because that's not the way wood goes. It's 1.5
Inch and a half.
Well, these ain't even 1.5 inches, 1.25.
Okay.
But they're called 2x2s because of whatever. freaking-
Wait till people figure out 4x4s, all 4 wheels will spin.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's the only things as far as the rack goes.
Okay.
So I use 7 levels just because if you get any higher than this, it's just hard to get the tub and manage the tub. So I like the height of 7, which means 7 and a 3. That means I can hold 21 tubs.
How many females do you have per tub?
So what I run is 2 females and 1 male.
Where I run on mine, I run 3 females and 1 male.
The
So
concrete tubs are
yeah. So this one I'm going to run 2 females, 1 male. Okay.
Alright, so the next measurement, or the last measurement you should really need to know is the 6 foot.
Oh,
So exactly 6
foot.
This floor is not level. We
It's not.
intended it not to be level so that it will run water off. So this side over here, even though it's on a 6 foot leg, is actually 1.5 inches higher to make it level. That just looks taller than 6 foot. I guess if I stand over here,
That's because we're sitting in the dip.
yeah. I guess so.
I
But anyway.
like how you've used this too.
Yeah, that's just a shelving board. Actually, this shelving board will actually, when the more racks go over
So
there, it'll run 2, so you'll be able to set 2 of these buckets on one
And I
board.
like how you went with the clear. What size is this?
I don't really know. So So that is a 29 quart.
All right, so 29 quart. I suppose most people that are doing this are using the 5-gallon buckets like I've used in the past and you've used in the past, but every day I have to come into mine, I have to go.
Yep.
And now I like that this is clear and you can just see it. And I like it as a top.
Yep. So I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So one more measurement that we need to do is the space distance between, so the top of this
to the bottom of that?
To the top of this road
Yep.
is 10 inches.
Okay.
So 10 in, if you give each one of these 10 inches, it gives you enough space in here for air and for food. And you can stack on 6 foot, you can stack 7 levels.
I dig that.
Is there any more measurements I need to give? I think that's it.
No, I don't know.
Don't email me or ask me or text me or message me about any of these measurements because I'm not coming back out here with a tape measure.
You need to watch the video over and over.
Over and over and
so
over.
If I were you, I'd rewind, I'd pull out a pen and paper, and I would literally start writing this stuff down.
So back to the water thing, I'm actually going to, behind the camera that you can't see, I actually have a mini split in this room. And by the mini split, on the opposite side of the water panel, I'm going to bring in a water gateway. And the gateway I'm going to build for however many racks I have in here, that's going to have valves. And each one of those valves, valve 1 will come up into the ceiling across, and a PVC pipe will dump into this tub.
Which means you see the water level, and then
when I walk into the room, I'll be able to see the water level. And if this tub needs water, I can fill up every rack I have in my room from one location.
As opposed to me taking a bucket outside, filling it up, coming inside and filling up one of these things.
Well, it keeps you from dragging a water hose and up and down. And
it keeps you from turning this. I don't have water in mine, so I have to turn this to turn the valve off, unplug it, pick it up, move it. And I don't know about you, but I got a bump shoulder right now, and that ain't fun. Yep. So yeah, this will say. Plus, sometimes you might forget to turn the valve back on, and you don't want to do that because then you'd be killing your animals.
Less chance, less work. It's just going to be easier. It's going to take a long time to plumb all these in. You know, you're talking about putting 16-ish racks in here.
But if you're already doing it, just do it.
Do it.
So do it right.
I just think it's going to be easier. You walk through the door. Oh, that rack needs water. Turn the valve on. Oh, the next one's good. The third one needs water.
Well, that also keeps it for the people who do run, instead of using this, they do run hoses to everything. If say a rack gets out, it doesn't. And choose through one of these, you're going to flood out everything.
Yep.
So that keeps it from doing that.
That's why I don't like the floaters, because that water never turns off.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you on that.
And another reason for the clear is if I walk in here and I know that all these should be full, and one of them is really empty, guess what?
You know you got to chew out.
I got to, well, not necessarily chew out, or a nipple's busted, or nipple's leaking, or something along those lines.
Nobody wants leaky nipples.
No, don't like the leaky nipples. But anyway, and that does happen quite often.
Good.
So that's why I went with the clear. So anyway, I'll try to remember to show that once I get everything done. This room is a disaster, but we had to start somewhere, so we built 2 brand new racks. These are loaded with breeder males and females now, and it's time to start bringing some more racks from the old place over here, and still working. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy this video. I'm going to show you our exhaust fan and our timer because that's really cool, or I think it's really cool.
Thanks for watching Hardwired Exotics, and make sure you subscribe. Bye!